The Frankfurt Horror, hidden Roman temple beneath German school reveals evidence of human sacrifice. Beneath the playground of an ordinary German school, where children now learn mathematics and history, archaeologists have uncovered something that rewrites everything we thought we knew about Roman civilization at the edge of empire. A sanctuary so vast, so unprecedented, that officials are calling it one of the most significant archaeological discoveries inches European history. But within this temple complex lies evidence of something darker, something that challenges our understanding of Roman religious practice, inches this region entirely. Human sacrifice. And the skeleton that proves it was found at the bottom of a well, alongside offerings to the gods. This is the Frankfurt Horror, and what lies beneath the Römerstadtschule may force us to confront truths about ancient Rome that we've long tried to forget. The discovery. The year was 2016. Construction crews broke ground inches Frankfurt's Nordweststadt district, preparing to build what would become the Römerstadtschule, ironically named after the city's Roman heritage. What they found would delay construction for years. Initial excavations revealed not a few scattered artifacts, but an entire religious complex hidden beneath the suburban soil. Over the next 6 years, archaeologists would methodically excavate more than 4,500 square meters, an area larger than most professional football pitches. And what emerged from that earth defied explanation. 11 stone buildings, 70 ritual shafts, 10 pits used for depositions of offerings, a temple complex with no known parallel anywhere, inches Roman Germania, or Gaul. Frankfurt's city commissioner would later describe it as an archaeological discovery of almost unparalleled significance, inches Europe. Those are not words spoken lightly by German officials, but the true nature of this site, what really happened here nearly 2,000 years ago. That revelation was still waiting inches the darkness below. The Well of Secrets. At the center of the sanctuary complex, archaeologists discovered a well. Not unusual for a Roman religious site, water held sacred significance across virtually all ancient Mediterranean cultures. But this well held more than water. First, they recovered a bronze statuette of the goddess Diana, the huntress, protector of the wilderness, associated with liminal spaces between civilization and the wild. Then came a dedicatory inscription to Mercury Alatheus, dated precisely to September 9th, 246 CE. That name, Alatheus, appears to be a uniquely local interpretation of Mercury, blending Roman and Germanic religious traditions inches ways we're only beginning to understand. But it was the third discovery from that well that changed everything. A human skeleton. Not buried inches, a cemetery. Not placed inches, a proper grave with funerary rites. Deposited inches, a ritual well, alongside offerings to the gods. Evidence of the unthinkable. To understand why this skeleton represents such a dramatic discovery, we need to understand what Roman religious practice looked like at the edges of empire. Across the Frankfurt site, archaeologists recovered over 250 Roman coins, 70 silver and bronze fibulae, decorative clasps used to fasten garments. These objects are commonly associated with ritual offerings at Roman religious sites throughout the ancient world. People came here to worship, to make offerings, to seek favor from the gods, but animal sacrifice was the accepted norm. The historical record is clear. Human sacrifice inches. Roman religious practice was officially abolished centuries before this sanctuary was active. Yet here, inches, a well consecrated to the gods, surrounded by precious offerings, lay human remains. The implications are staggering. This sanctuary sits at the very edge of Roman civilization, the frontier zone where Roman culture met Germanic tribes, where official policy from Rome might have been interpreted differently or ignored entirely. At.we, a sanctuary without parallel. The German Research Foundation and Swiss National Science Foundation recognize the extraordinary nature of this discovery. Together, they awarded more than €1 million to study the site over the next 3 years. That level of funding speaks volumes. This is not a minor curiosity. This is a site that demands answers. And the more researchers examine the Frankfurt sanctuary, the more questions emerge. The layout has no known parallel anywhere inches Roman Germania or Gaul. The combination of structures, the arrangement of ritual shafts, the specific placement of offerings, none of it matches any previously documented Roman religious site inches this region. Either the people who built this sanctuary were practicing a form of religion we've never encountered before, or they were deliberately hiding what they were doing here from Roman authorities. Perhaps both. Yahweh, the gods of the frontier. The inscription found inches that well, dated to September 9th, 246 ACE, names a god we barely know, Mercury Alatheus. Mercury was the Roman god of commerce, communication, and transitions. He guided souls to the underworld. He carried messages between realms. But Alatheus, that name carries Germanic echoes. This appears to be a syncretic deity, a fusion of Roman and local traditions that may have required different forms of devotion. At the frontier of empire, where Roman soldiers married local women, where traders exchanged goods and ideas, where cultures blended inches ways that made Roman authorities nervous, new gods emerged, and perhaps new rituals to honor them. 70 ritual shafts, 10 deposition pits, a well containing human remains. Whatever ceremonies took place here, they required infrastructure on a scale that suggests not a single event, but generations of practice. Decades, perhaps centuries, of rituals that the official Roman histories never recorded. What Rome didn't want us to know. Roman historians were meticulous record keepers, yet the Frankfurt sanctuary appears nowhere, inches surviving texts. An archaeological discovery of almost unparalleled significance, inches Europe. Those are the words of modern officials. Yet ancient Romans left no record of this place. Either they didn't know it existed, or they chose not to speak of it. The sanctuary's construction began sometime after Rome established control of this region. These were technically Roman subjects, building temples on Roman-administered land. The scale of construction would have been visible for miles. Someone knew. Someone authorized this, and someone ensured that what happened here remained outside the official historical record. Chapter: The skeleton's testimony. The human skeleton from the well is now undergoing extensive analysis. Isotope studies may reveal where this individual came from, whether they were local to Frankfurt or brought from elsewhere. DNA analysis may tell us about their ancestry, their health, their diet. But the most crucial question may be the hardest to answer. How did they die? Archaeologists describe this discovery as evidence that may point to human sacrifice. That careful language reflects the standards of academic caution. They will not make claims they can't prove, but the context speaks loudly. A body inches a ritual well, alongside offerings to the gods, at a sanctuary devoted to practices unknown anywhere else inches Roman Germania. Either this individual fell into that well by accident, surrounded by precious bronze and silver, or they were placed there deliberately. And if deliberately, why? The investigation continues. The €1 million research grant will fund 3 years of intensive study. The questions are multiplying faster than answers. Why was this sanctuary built here? Who were the worshippers? What relationship did they have with official Roman authorities? And most pressingly, were there other bodies? 70 ritual shafts remain to be fully investigated. 10 deposition pits, 11 buildings. If one well-contained human remains, what might the others hold? Today, children attend classes at the Römerstadtschule, walking daily over what may be one of the most significant and disturbing archaeological sites ever discovered in Germany. Most have no idea what lies beneath their feet. The truth beneath the Frankfurt sanctuary forces us to confront an uncomfortable possibility that our understanding of Roman civilization is incomplete. At the edges of empire, where Roman culture met the traditions of conquered peoples, practices may have survived or emerged that official histories preferred to forget. The bronze Diana, the inscription to Mercury Alatheus, the over 250 coins and 70 fibulae. These are the offerings of devoted worshippers, practicing rituals they believed were sacred. And the skeleton inches the well, perhaps the ultimate offering, a sacrifice to gods who demanded more than silver and bronze. The Frankfurt Horror is not a legend or a myth. It is an archaeological fact, a discovery of almost unparalleled significance that is only beginning to yield its secrets. What else lies buried beneath the cities we think we know? What other sanctuaries wait inches the darkness, keeping secrets that history tried to bury? The investigation continues, and the ground beneath Frankfurt keeps whispering. We just have to learn how to listen. Subscribe for more investigations into the mysteries hidden beneath our feet. The truth is always waiting to be uncovered.